All right, so this is exercise 2.6. I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible. I will show you where to find the answers in the book, or examples that will explain these things in the book. All right. So the first one, suppose your app contains a list of different movements that can be tracked. You want to display each item in the list to the user. Use a for in loop to loop through movements below and print each movement. So let's go find where this would be in the book. So if you look at page 181, you see a for in loop, right? So I'll put a comment here, page 181, all right? Let's see. There. Always good to be able to see the syntax you're looking for, right? So for movement in movements, right? Okay, there we go. Say print movement. That should be all you have to do, right? Come here, play that. Console. There we go. Did that. All right. The next one. Now, suppose your app uses a dictionary to keep track of your average heart rate during each of the movements in movements. The keys correspond to the movements listed above, and the values correspond to the average heart rate that your fitness tracker has monitored during the given movement. Loop through movement heart rates below, printing statements telling the user his/her average heart rate during each exercise. All right. So this is a dictionary, so let's go find that in the book. See an example of this on page 182. They have a for in loop there, right? And with a dictionary. So we'll use that as our example. All right. Let's see. For movement heart rate in movement heart rates. Say print rate for movement is heart rate. I made a mistake. All right. Movement is what? That's why. Wheels. It's best to end the string first and then interpolate those. Apparently. All right. So let's try that one. BPM. Let's try that. That makes more sense, right? All right. There we go. Now that's what. Right, so pause again. Okay, for the next one, the app exercise while loops. You will have to use a while loop in this one, and it does have a thread that sleeps for a specific period of time. So let's find this in the book. All right, so the while loops are on page 183. And what we need to do here is we're going to run it while the number of steps, test steps, is less than 10, right? All right. So we'll say while test steps is less than 10. All right. All right, so once you successfully print it, take a step to the console 10 times, add the following code to the end of your while loops. Let's put a pause between each iteration of the while loop so that the printed statements actually occur at the proper cadence. Oh, I see what it's saying. All right, it's saying to do this before you actually make it pause, right? So we're going to say print take a step, right? So let's just try that real quick. Take a step, take a step, take a step, all right? So that's good. Now we're going to do this real quick. You can just come up here and we can just copy that. You could type it if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. All right, and then let's try that. Okay, I think it's locked up on me. That should have worked though. I'm gonna pause this for a moment. All right, yeah, I forgot a step, and you don't want to forget this step because it's very important and it'll crash things, right? You have to increment your test steps, or you get stuck in a while loop. You should know that while loops can be dangerous that way because you can create infinite loops, and you don't want to do that, right? So don't do that. So let's do this now. Stop that. There's a stop button back here for the record. If you get stuck in something, you can stop it. I'm going to add the actual step, right? And print out the number so I can see the difference down here. All right, so now I'm going to run it, see what we get. Okay. Xcode locked up on me. I had to force quit it, but I've come back to it now, and I just ran it and it worked. So I want to test it again. Hopefully it'll work this time. So this is what it should look like. And we're running it, and there you go. That is what it should do. Awesome. All right. So next, we create the above cadence example using a repeat while loop. Now let's check that out. Okay, I had to look up repeat while loop. In other languages, they call it a do while loop. And the book doesn't appear to address this at all, right? They're very similar. So just follow my steps here. Basically, in a while loop, it's never a certainty that it's going to run while one time, right? So in this while loop up here, right, if test steps is 10 or greater to start with, the while loop never runs, right? In a repeat while loop, it will always run at least once because the test is at the end, right? And you can see this on this page here, which I'll share with you. Well, I'll also share it otherwise, right? So maybe in Moodle or something, right? So that's where you find it. Anyway, so if you look here, you repeat, and then you have the while at the end, right? So we'll say repeat and while here, while test steps is less than 10. All right. And basically, we're going to just do all the same stuff. So I'm going to just copy that, right? Copy. All right. All right. And up here, I'm just going to say print. So I know which output is which, right? So let's try that. All right, so you see repeat while, and then it does it again. All right, that's all there is to that. All right, so onward. I don't ask you to turn this in. If you want to do it, you can, but we're going to the next one. All right. Okay, so little input in this one, right? So you want the user to input a heart rate range they would like to hit, right? Then you want the app to suggest movements where historically the user has reached that heart rate range. So you're going to loop through the dictionary and find a heart rate range that it fits between, right? So oh, so there's no input. All right, I was wrong. It's hard coded, right? So they are fabricating input, right? So there's no actual input. The low heart rate, high heart rate are the inputs, right? So we just have to loop through this and check to see if the inputted heart rate is between this range here, right? So we will say while no, we'll say for let's look at the for loop right real quick. Let's go to the dictionary. Where is that? for movement heart rate and movement heart rates. If heart rate is greater than or equal to low HR and heart rate is less than or equal to high HR, we will say print you could go movement. All right, let's try that. Go running. Is that right? Yes. All right, that's all you have to do. And that is it for that exercise. Please email me with any questions.